talk. I don't know, it has been a long day, so thanks really much for being here. So what I would love to talk to you in very few minutes, it's something related to the art curation, because we are here in a Web3 space, used to see digital artworks, but I came from a physical art gallery. I have the chance to grow up in a physical art gallery run by my family since 1915, so more than 100 years. So thanks to them, I had the pleasure to grow up in a place rich of art, full of art. And can say that signed a little bit my journey in a professional way. In 2019, we started representing Hackatao, the physical, at that moment, physical artist, but already with a digital nature. And in those years, they were really one of the pioneers in the crypto art space. So thanks to them, I started also my journey into the Web3 space. And what I really realized is that in those moments, so 2019, 2020, but till now, things have changed a lot. But at the beginning, the target, so the aim of the physical art pieces and the digital one were completely different. Collector was different, mentality was different, infrastructures were different, because Web3 was running freely without the system of the institutional and classic rules of the traditional art market. But what I would love you to start thinking about is, are we really sure that physical artwork is totally different and distinct from the digital one? Well, honestly speaking, I don't think so. Because at the base, we are now living in one era where we are surrounded by physical. We are still living in something real, but we are as well starting living into the digital space. Constantly, we are always connected. And our daily routine runs through the digital media. So the question is, who are the artists? And one of the most important questions in the art world since ever is, what is art? Who is an artist? What is a real piece of art? So at the base, what I think is that the important things to be an artist is to have a creative approach, a creative mindset, a vision, a project, a sentiment, something that comes from inside and want to be expressed outside, no matter which is the tool we use. So the important thing is, which is your thought, which is your aim, what do you want to express? And what we realize is that a lot of artists used to express themselves in different ways and different medium. So at the end, a canvas, marble, or digital can all be different tools to express the creativity. But what is also important is how art is presented. Now, Duchamp was saying that when he put a VC in a museum, he said, well, now we think that this one is a piece of art because the context is changing the approach how people feel that piece of art. And so what we really need to develop right now, I think, is an educational path in terms of presenting art and living art from the early stage till the end. So it's not just a matter of market request. We are not interested in this moment in buying or not. But before the buying attitude of a collector, we need to generate a sentiment, because the era of speculation of the first years of crypto art has gone. And now what we are living right now are people that really want to be in this place because they really have something to say, no matter how. So what is really important for me is the presentation, and that's the role of a curator. How curators can help artists to express themselves. So the idea is a sort of path together, a sort of journey to build something new. So the idea is a sort of collaboration between the creativity of the artist and the creativity of the person that is close to the artist and help him to develop something new. And also to make this art speaking louder, no matter which is the tool, no matter which is the space. So for example, what I was showing you before, this is an exhibition that I curated last month, and it was in a monastery of the Renaissance, an Italian monastery. So it was completely like out of the box, because this artist is very colorful, very pop, using both tool canvases, aluminium, as well as NFTs. And the idea was, let's try to give to people a new experience to feel art. So in this Renaissance monastery, where we had paintings all over the world from the 16th century, we projected on the roof as well, and on the outside facade, some of the NFTs. So the idea was, let's bring the digital art into the ancient one, without destroying the past, but to build a new future. So making a dialogue and asking people to pay attention of those Renaissance artworks thanks to the digital one. So the curator, as I said before, is just a sort of friend that try to give a new way to present artworks and build up a project together with an artist. There are several rules. I don't want to be like at school, so we can pass that one. But the idea is maybe to show you something that we created in the last year. This was an exhibition done in a museum in Bologna in Italy a few years ago, where Hakata was dialoguing with a Fontana canvas. So they created the digital piece starting from the canvas and how we presented that. We created a wall where the canvas was exhibited, the Fontana one on one side, and then you could turn around the wall, and on the other side there were the digital piece. And I'm not sure you can see very well, but inside here there are all the cuts, the 7 cuts of the Fontana, and starting from that cuts there were the lighting that was showing up. So this was how to present the journey that Hakata did in terms of creation, so investigating all the Fontana period and trying to fill the artwork with all the details of those years, of those decades. And also in terms of exhibition, try to make it reach the people from a physical space as a museum, as well in a digital space, because we were connected on Twitter and other social media. This is our art gallery in Italy. So as you see, this is another Italian artist, Andrea Crespi. And we used to present the physical canvas next to the digital one. This was another exhibition where we tried to use lights to make some of the details of the canvas outside and try to make dialoguing the physical and the digital together. And also we were among one of the first gallery bringing, as said before, digital art in an art fair since 2019. I think that in Italy is something still difficult for galleries to present in the art fairs digital art, because in terms of sales is a little bit more complicated to do so, because we can say that the educational path is longer than a sale negotiation for a physical piece. So these are just some examples from the institutional point of view, as seen before in a museum, and from a more commercial point of view in art fairs, where we really want to make people understanding that art is art, no matter what is the medium, but the art curation is essential to make this art speaking louder and to create an educational path in the collectors that can be absolutely the physical collector start joining the digital path in this artistic approach, because we are now full of screens in our houses, projectors and so on. So it's just a mentality that has to change. And sometimes it can happen also the opposite side. So people that at a few years ago were just interested in buy digital art as speculation or resales, now are starting also collecting physical pieces because they understand as well the aesthetic point of view and the artistic creation behind these kind of trades. So just a few other examples of artists I used to collaborate with. Fabio Gianpietro. I think I have already said my conclusion. This is me. Thank you very much.